It's dubbed a challenger bank, a minnow going up against the big four British banks. But this smaller bank has a twist, the Virgin name. Virgin Money has gone public on the London Stock Exchange, giving investors a chance to tap into the Virgin brand, as some just did with airline Virgin America.
Virgin Money, I think, is a play on the UK economic recovery. Just like any banking stock would be, if the economy is expanding, there's going to be a greater demand for credit, and so bank stocks typically should do well in that acceleration phase of the economy.
In its prospectus, Virgin Money states it has just under 3 million customers. The bank is focusing primarily on savings accounts, mortgages, and credit cards, with just 75 branches around the country. In other words, boring banking. There is yet another twist. In 2011, Virgin Money bought from the UK government the remnants of the collapsed bank Northern Rock, which saw savers line up outside branches back in 2007, the first run on a British bank in decades, and a scene that was the precursor to the economic crisis. The British government had to take it over. Now that Virgin Money has gone public, it's paying back the UK Treasury more than $77 million out of the proceeds, taking the total amount it's paid back to the UK Treasury to more than $1.5 billion. As with other parts of the Virgin Empire, Virgin Money relies on its brand name and founder. The group warns potential investors that any reputational damage to the Virgin name could make it hard to gain or keep customers at the bank. Virgin did take a major hit when the Virgin Galactic rocket broke up and crashed during a test flight in late October.
There is certainly a psychological element in there. Virgin as a brand do have a good history of really ramping up the marketing and the advertising aspect of things. And if you actually look at the bare bones of what we're looking at with Virgin Money, it's not far off being Northern Rock. That was where they picked up all their branches.
But with the big four British banks shrinking to meet tighter regulations, the challenger banks, like Virgin Money, are seen as the only part of the banking industry that has any hope for expansion.